to, actually, this is the last lecture of the semester, summer session 2025. We are now live. Hopefully we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and a few other places. So buckle in. If you're a part of our personal finance course at the University of Houston, this is for you. This is our final regular assignment. We will have the capstone assignment coming up, which I will talk about. And just so you know, link to the post that I'm showing you on the screen right now. This is kind of an overview of this week's assignment, and the link is in the description for the video, whether you're watching on LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube. The link to this post should be in the video. So we'll get started here in just a minute. I want to do a quick tech check, make sure everything's working. Always have some fun, challenging technology issues. So let's see if it's working. It looks like the studio's working. I figured out I have this extra little button I have to push to get things to work. So I am going to get started here, see if we can get things rolling. When I push the button, it works. That's great. Okay, so you know where to go to get this video. If you're if you're looking for the video in the playlist right now, it's not there yet. It will be as soon as we finish the live stream. So you'll go to uhplaylist.com, where all of this semester's videos will be. So let's jump in and get started. I'm going to see if I can. There we go. Let me do this. Here we go. All right. So I want to cover a few things. First of all, this week's assignment is the blueprint. It's assignment number 12. So we will talk about the blueprint. The first thing is you'll want to read the assignment. It's a chapter. Make Your Money Count. It's called The Blueprint for Financial Success. That's part of your assignment. And again, you'll find that in, if you go to this post, let me get this out of the way for a second. If you go to this post, you'll see a link right here, and that's where, and it's also posted in Money Study Group. So you'll just go to that. Again, this is really just a chapter from my book, Make Your Money Count, and it highlights the blueprint for financial success. It highlights what it is, how it works, why it is a great tool for you for financial planning purposes. It gives you some stories, and it tells you just how to use the blueprint conceptually. The blueprint for financial success is really, it's a metaphor for financial planning, but that's what you're going to want to do. Let me see if I can get back to this. So this is the assignment. This is pretty much what you're going to find in Canvas as well, but I just wanted you to know where to go, especially if you're not part of the course and you're not in Canvas. This will give you some context. It's a great tool, the blueprint for financial success. It was developed over the years when I became a certified financial planner. It's a tool that I use to help in the discovery process with clients, but it's really for you a tool to help you connect all of the pieces of your financial plan in one place. I use a metaphor in the blueprint called free tick. In this tick, this beautiful creature is an illustration that was drawn by my friend Taylor Springle. And Taylor, I told him I needed to illustrate a mnemonic, a word picture, with letters. So the free tick, that's a picture of the free tick. And it's just really the 7 essential elements of a financial plan, the financial planning process, starting with financial independence, which is really what most of us are looking for. It's the reason, at least what I believe is the reason for the purpose, the reason for engaging in financial planning is for financial independence. Some people think of it as retirement planning, a retirement. That's for some people, that's it. But for me, I don't know. And for most people, at least most of the people that I work with, it's not about getting to that point where you do nothing. It's about always working towards the place where you have options. And so I use financial independence as the F in free tick for financial independence. R is for risk management, which is the insurance element. We've talked about that this semester, how insurance is a big category in your financial life, in your budget, in your spending plan. So financial planning includes risk management, which is insurance. And I think I admitted that I know way more about insurance than I'm anyone should know. But at any rate, that's what the R is for. And then the E is for estate planning. We did not get into estate planning much this semester, not at all really, and that's because we just didn't have time. Estate planning is a pretty big topic in financial planning, and it is one of the 7 essential elements in personal finance. So I'll just tell you that it's part of the blueprint and the metaphor, the blueprint, the tool for connecting all of your financial life into one tool, the blueprint for financial success. So the free tick continues on into education planning. This is how you fund college. So someone may have done that for you. And estate planning, or education planning rather, is one of the 7 essential elements of financial planning. And then tax planning, which is a really big component of personal finance. We've worked on this quite a bit this semester, and it will be a big part of your financial success moving forward, is understanding how tax deductions work and how to do tax-advantaged investing. So that's all part of the blueprint. And then investment management, which is obviously a huge part of personal finance. And then finally is cash flow planning, and that includes debt management, debt payment strategies, which we worked on in the Credit Crush assignment. So that's the blueprint for financial success. That's kind of an overview of what we're going to do in this week's assignment. So let's get back to the let me get this out of the way and see if I can. There we go. Now, if I can get this out of the way, that's good. Okay, so this week's assignment, the blueprint, it's kind of optional. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But if you are looking at your points in Blackboard and you feel really confident that you're going to get that 950 points to earn an A, well, this assignment then would be optional for you. But I hate to say it's optional, because every time I say that, I have students who are on the fence or not even close to the fence who just decide they're going to blow off this assignment. And this assignment is not one you want to blow off if you need the points. But if you have plenty of points, now remember, early in the semester and all through the semester, I've been telling you that you can earn extra points by turning your assignments in early. And many of you have done that. And you've received an extra 10 points, a 20% bump throughout each of the assignments. And if that's you, if you've done that, then you'll notice that you're pretty close to getting all of the points you need. Don't forget, you get 200 points for class participation. So if you've earned full points in each of the assignments, then you will qualify for that extra 200 points for class participation. And you also have a capstone assignment, which is required for everyone. And that's worth 200 points. So again, we'll talk about that in today's lecture, the capstone assignment and how you can maximize those points. But just remember, if you've got 400 points hanging out there, so if you don't need this assignment, you're welcome to not do it, but you take responsibility for whether or not you get sufficient points to earn the A. So most of my A students just don't want to take that chance. They do the assignment, and if that's you, that's great. I'm going to try to make this assignment easy for you as we go through today's lecture. So first thing you're going to want to do is read the blueprint. Read the post rather that I showed you earlier, and that's again in Money Study Group. So your blueprint, if you look in RightCapital, you will see that you have a section for your blueprint, and I wonder if I'm going to try to log in real quick and see if I can. I'm logging into, hold on, it's asking for my face. There we go. I'm going to log into RightCapital real quick and show you if I can. I'm logging in and it's asking for my face and it's telling me I need to change my password, and it's giving me all kinds of fun notifications as I'm trying to find Billy's plan. Okay, I just found Billy's plan. So I want to open that plan. Give me just a second. I want to just show you the blueprint real quick. I think I might have could I have a bad connection? Oh, here we go. It's finally letting me get there. So now it's loading, slowly loading, and I'm going to, it's so slow. I don't get it. Okay. Dashboard. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now because you're going to need to do the same thing. Let's see. Okay, let me get you to this page and let me do that. Hold on. Okay, so I'm hiding. Okay, so this is Billy's plan, and you will see that. I think I want to see, and they keep changing. RightCapital is awesome, but they have changed. They've changed a few things. So they move things around. So I'm looking for the blueprint. If you didn't know where that was, now you should see where that is. And I'll show you Billy's blueprint. This is a part of your assignment this week, is just to take a look at your blueprint. This is a really good, the blueprint in RightCapital. It's a really good tool. We've integrated what I wrote about many years ago, actually, when I wrote about the blueprint for financial success as a metaphor, as an idea, a concept for life planning, financial life planning. That's the blueprint is really about connecting what matters most, your core values, and what your life is all about, connecting that with your financial decisions. That's what the blueprint is designed to do, is to help you connect what matters most to you to the actual financial decisions that you make in your life. And as a financial planner, that's my goal with every client that I work with. If I don't understand your core values and what matters most to you and what keeps you awake at night, what are you afraid of, what are your hopes and dreams and aspirations, that's the foundation for your blueprint. That's the foundation for your financial plan. And that's kind of warm and fuzzy, okay? That's not the technical stuff that they teach you as a certified financial planner, but it's certainly, in my opinion, what matters most in terms of helping people achieve what they really want to achieve in their life, and helping them get from where they are to where they really want to be requires a little coaching, a little psychology, a little connecting the dots. And that's what the blueprint is really about. But here you have the blueprint as just a really nice tool, a technical tool is what I was going to say, that gives you a really good schematic of your financial plan. So you're going to need to take some screenshots of this as you move forward into this week's assignment. So let me, I'm going to jump back into this and see if I can Get back to where we were. So that's your blueprint and RightCapital. Then I want you to share a little bit about your goals, not just your goals for this course and financial planning, but your goals. Hopefully you've been thinking a little bit about your goals for your life. And so that's part of this week's assignment, is just reflect on that a little bit. Your vision, your values, and your purpose. Like I said, that's the basis, that's the foundation for the blueprint. When you read the article, you'll see that. So just pay attention to that, think about that, reflect on that, and share a little bit of that in your assignment. The free tick summary. I'm having trouble with my buttons again. So there's the free tick summary. That's what we're gonna I showed you earlier with in the article. Remember the cool. Let's go back to. I need an editor. I need somebody to be pushing these buttons for me. But that's what we're talking about, is that guy right there. So I want you to talk a little bit in this week's assignment as you read and understand what the blueprint is. I really want to make sure you understand these 7 elements of personal finance. And so that's really what I'm asking you to do. So let me jump back in here and just see if I can. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go to the next talking points. Let's see. One of the things, hold on, let me get here. The blueprint assignment, before we move on to the capstone, I want to make sure you understand a couple of the things that you're going to be needing in your blueprint assignment. So at the beginning of the semester, I had you all committed to using a tool, a financial tracker. And I encourage you to use your bank. You could use a credit card, a debit card. Some of you, the most popular tool for tracking your finances is mint.com. But at any rate, if you committed to using a tool to track your spending. And my goal for you then at the beginning of the semester is now in this assignment, it's where you show your work. It's where you show that you did track all of your spending for this semester. So in this assignment, you're going to just show me your data, your spending. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking at it, but I am going to look for it because I want to hold you accountable for that part of this semester's assignment. And so in this semester, in this assignment, you'll need to just download the data. And you can, you'll probably save that as a PDF. You can just take a screenshot. I just want to see for the whole semester, I want to see your spending. And if you don't have that, if you kept track of that in Excel, you're probably going to get deductions on this assignment because, like I told you early on, if you're using a tracker, it's so automatic. And my goal for you this semester and moving forward is that you learn to be accountable for your spending. And if you're not tracking it, it's really impossible to be accountable. Accountable as in accounting for every penny of your spending. That will become more and more important as you move forward in your life. As you have more income, more bills, more activity, you're going to want to be accountable. So that's what this assignment is giving you an opportunity to do. Show that you did that you tracked your spending. And then from there, you're going to create a spending graph. So if you're using your bank app, it's pretty easy. It should include a graph. Just take a screenshot. I don't care what tool you used, but if you used mint.com, if you used your bank app, even if you used Excel, which I discourage because that requires a lot of extra work. But if you are, you just need to grab a graph to show the categories of spending. If you used RightCapital, which again, you would have had to have linked your debit card to RightCapital in order to use that feature. And that's awesome if you did that, but if you didn't, if you used your bank or whatever, it's super easy to do this. So I want you to then reflect on, when you do this graph, you're going to see where you were spending, what those categories were. And so some of you are going to be surprised. Some of you have never tracked your spending. So you may find that there's some surprises there that come up as a result of tracking your spending. And that's what this assignment is for. These three areas are, all the data, the spending data, and then the graph that shows the categories. And then what did you learn? That's really the point of this part of the assignment. I want to know what kind of spending patterns you found. You probably found some spending patterns that maybe were a surprise to you. So that's what we're looking for in this assignment. Okay, so now I want to talk about, let me see if I can find the capstone report. I don't think that's it. I'm looking for, okay, let's just go here. I want to talk about the capstone tutorial. Let me go here for a second. Okay, so the capstone tutorial, and by the way, this is a good time to mention, typically a couple things different about this assignment. This is the last normal regular assignment for the semester. So normally I don't have a class collaboration for the 12th assignment, and normally I don't give extra points for submitting this assignment early, and that's always created a little confusion. So I'm going to just go to this semester, the summer semester. This assignment is going to have a secret class collaboration, and it's also going to qualify for the early points. So if you turn this assignment in by Friday at 3 p.m., I'm going to give you the extra points for turning it in early. So that's just FYI. And by the way, this is the secret class collaboration for this assignment, and it is the tutorial request. So let me talk about that for just a minute. So each semester when we get to the capstone assignment, I find that some students have had some struggles throughout the semester in a few of the areas and the assignments that you've already done. So you know what those are. You know where you got some deductions or had some questions or got a little confused about different elements of your financial plan as we move through the semester. So what I want you to think about is, as you do your capstone assignment, you're going to basically be taking those assignments that you've already done and really just reviewing them and then building a capstone report based on all of the assignments you've already done. That's the capstone assignment. The report that you're going to do is really just going to be a summary of what you've done over the semester in RightCapital as you've built your financial plan. So here's what I'm offering you, and this is the secret class collaboration I want you to talk about amongst yourselves. And I really would like to have some dialogue, and you just grab a screenshot showing me, kind of what you talked about. I would post this in Money Study Group in the class collaboration section, and you can do it in the comments below. But we've gotten some really good conversations going in Money Study Group. So we've got a feature for that. It works really well. And this week I want you to talk about this tutorial request. Here's why. First of all, I offer every semester to do a tutorial because I don't know what you're struggling with unless you ask me. So the way it works is you go ahead and start working on your capstone assignment. I'm going to open that up early this semester so that you can get started on your capstone assignment. So work on your capstone assignment, get it all ready, and then as you look at it, you may find that there are some things that don't make sense. So for example, if you have more than $5 million in excess at the end of your plan, then you need to comment on that. You need to do a little work and figure out, why do I have so much? If you have $100 million at the end of your plan, you're going to get a deduction for that. Your job is to go in and figure out, why do I have so much money at the end of my plan? What amazes me is students do their capstone assignment. They turn it in with $1 billion, like $100 million, $300 million of excess, and they never even comment on it. And that's going to get you a 50-point deduction. So if you're struggling with that, if you have these massive amounts, it could be in the ending plan value, or I'm going to jump into, I'm going to go back into Billy's plan, just show you what I'm talking about. So when we go to retirement analysis, this is part of your capstone assignment, by the way, and you'll notice here that Billy has $47 million in excess. Now, remember, Billy's plan is a Frankenstein plan, okay? I keep adding things and subtracting things, and but if I wanted to go in and figure out what's going on, if this was my plan, if this was your plan, you'd go to the action items and you would just be able to look around, and you could go up here and you could say, let me see the details. Let me look at the probability. Oh, here's what you could look at. This is the first thing I would look at, is cash flows. I want you to play around with this and get to know what's going on behind the scenes in your financial plan to give you that big number. And whoops, that's how you will do it. So it's see, you've got all these different tabs under retirement, and analysis is where that's like the number one screen in your financial plan is analysis. But that's where you're going to get this number, and that's a screenshot that will be part of your capstone assignment. So when I open that assignment, you're going to see what's required, okay? And here's what I'm offering, is to do a tutorial. If you're struggling with this, don't send me an email and tell me you're struggling. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to send me an email, and I want you to include your capstone assignment. So do it, and then give me the questions, the challenges, the things that you're not sure about, and send me an email with your capstone assignment, and include screenshots for everything you're struggling with, but also include screenshots for what you've done to try to figure it out. Okay, that's what I want you to learn as you do your capstone assignment. I want you to learn what's going on in your plan just by taking a few minutes and doing a little bit of research in your own financial plan. And then just take screenshots, show me what you've done, tell me what you're struggling with, and then give me permission to create a tutorial, and I will do that. I will take your plan, I'll create a tutorial, I'll try to keep your name out of it as much as I can, but I need your permission in the email to use your plan to do the tutorial. That's what I'm asking you to do. Now, the reason this is the secret class collaboration discussion is because every semester I do this. I offer the tutorials, and I have very, very few students take me up on it. And I'm trying to figure out, what is it? Am I not being clear? I just don't know. I would think if I were a student in this course, I would be like, I definitely would want to take advantage of it. Maybe it's because I do live streams. Maybe it's because everybody knows where the playlist is and it's like too public. And if that's the case, I just want to know. But I'm trying to figure that out. If it's something else, if you just don't really want to do the extra work to get the tutorial, that's cool. I don't want to do the extra work either. Actually, I don't mind doing the extra work. I always thought it was a good tool to help you. And the students who have taken advantage of it, it's very helpful because I can figure out what's going on in your plan really quickly. I can show you, and other students can benefit from that. And that's my hope. That is why I offer this tutorial. But I need to know what you think about it. So that's why the tutorial request is this week's class collaboration, and I want you to just share, here's what it is, here's how it works, and here's why you like it or why you don't like it. Let me say that again. This week's secret class collaboration is the tutorial request. If you do this assignment this week, you need to include your conversation on the tutorial request. It's the secret class collaboration. It's a conversation. How does it work? How do you request the tutorial? And not only that, but would you do it? Would you not do it? Why would you do it? Why would you not do it? What would keep you from doing it? That's what I need your help with. So please help me with that. Okay, so I think we're getting close. I've covered the blueprint for financial success, and see if my buttons are working. My buttons are not working. Okay, there my buttons are working. Okay, let's go back to, let's see. So that is back to the class collaboration. Let me just go over this real quick. So you're going to submit that via email if you want to take advantage. Now, the class collaboration is talk about it, but back to the tutorial request. If you're going to do this, send me an email. I say the deadline is this Friday, but it's not actually this Friday. It would be the Friday. So you're going to have 3 weeks from now. I'm going to post the capstone assignment today, and it's not going to be due for like 3 weeks. So the deadline, if you want the tutorial, get to work on your capstone and get it to me as soon as possible. But the deadline is going to be the Friday before the capstone is due. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. If you want to take advantage of this tutorial, then you need to be watching, you need to understand when it's due. It is due. I'm not going to accept it a week, 2 days before the capstone is due. You have lots of time between now and the time your capstone is due. And if you want to take advantage of the tutorial, then get me the email with the information I need, along with your permission to do the tutorial, and I will do that tutorial and I'll post it in the playlist so that other students who have the same questions can ask those questions. So again, if there's something that I can do to make this offer more attractive to you, please let me know what it is, and I will do whatever I can to help you. And I think it will be helpful for all of us, all of the students, to have these tutorials. They're really helpful. I definitely need your permission though to use your plan to create the tutorial. And so yeah, it'll be a review video. I'll do a video. That's how it'll work. I'll create a video. I'll take your plan. I'll unpack it. I'll show you where I looked, and we'll make it very helpful. How to avoid deductions. I just want to remind you that, let me go here real quick, and I'm showing you Billy's plan right here. And in Billy's plan, let me just see if I can get this. So this is Billy's plan. Your plan will look similar. This is the retirement analysis tab. There it is. You're going to have that in your plan and in your capstone. This is a screenshot. You're going to need this screenshot. If you have $5 million or more here in this number, you're going to need to tell me why. There's a very good reason why $5 million at your age, saving as much as you're saving, is a very reasonable number. I just want, there had to be some number where it's like, okay, time for you to at least look into your plan and understand what's going on. So that's number one, is a deduction of 50 points if this number is over 5 million and you don't give me a good explanation. And if it's 100 million, you can't just say that seems high. You're going to have to do a little research and find out why do you have $100 million at the end of your plan. That's crazy. And I can give you some reasons why you have that, but I'm hoping you can figure that out for yourself and do a little research. So back to another reason you can get a deduction. Now, remember, to get to the debt section, don't forget you hit the 3 dots and it takes you to the debt. So here we have Billy's plan. His total savings is, and remember, we've got same priority for all debt. So he's got 0 total save. Wait, okay. So I increased his payment by 500. So again, this is a Frankenstein plan, but your plan is going to have, let's say I do highest to lowest and I hit refresh. Watch what happens. It's going to give Billy $657 million. This is a Frankenstein plan. So in this case, you would be like, what? And if we go to details, we could see all of these different cards and we could see how much, but that is what I want you to do. What I want you to be aware of is this could be a deduction, another 50-point deduction. If you just go, okay, yeah, I did it, it's all good, but you don't really get that you have this crazy amount of savings. Just know why you have that savings and you'll be good to go. Just don't post your capstone assignment to Canvas with these monster numbers without going, okay, yeah, I had these debts, I had big debts, I was paying the minimum, it just kept compounding. That was the whole point of the Credit Crush assignment, to show you how credit works. But the problem is, in your financial plan, if you set that up that way, which I asked you to set it up that way, I want you to have debt and I wanted you to pay the minimum because I wanted you to see how much you could save. But if it turns out you're saving a crazy amount of money, I want you to understand why. That's the point here. Okay, so that's that. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Let me go here and see. The capstone assignment is coming up. The capstone assignment will be posted. I'm going to remember to do that today. Let me see, what do we have next? Get the capstone. Yeah, let's stay connected. Let's try that. So this is the final, this is not the final. It's the last regular assignment for the semester. And so because of that, I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, it's been a pleasure working with you. I hope we still have a little work to do together. I hope you'll take advantage of the tutorial request, and that will give me a chance to do a little more work with some of you and help hopefully many of you in the process. But otherwise, this has been a crazy fast summer. They always are. This is my last summer session. I'm taking a sabbatical next year, and when I come back, if I come back, I don't think I'll teach summer school again. I'm not thrilled with the way it gets so packed in, and it just flies by. So thank you for your hard work. And for those of you who really had challenges keeping up, I am sorry. It is just the nature of this beast called summer school. So it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. No, maybe not, but it's been fun. And I do hope we can stay connected, because there will come a time in your financial life where you're going to need to ask somebody a question or two, and you're going to want to ask somebody that you can trust, somebody who's not trying to sell you something. And while I am always trying to sell something to somebody, that's not always true, but yeah, I am in sales. I have my own company, but I promise you, if you ask me a question, I'll do my best to answer it, and I'll do my best to try to not sell you anything. I'll give you good direction for how you can do it yourself, which is what I tried to do this semester, to give you the tools to do it yourself so that you don't have to pay a guy like me to invest in a way that can help you maximize returns and minimize risk. If you will remember those 4 investment strategies: diversification, asset allocation, which is the #1 determinant of your portfolio's returns, asset allocation. #3, the 4 investment strategies designed to help you maximize returns and minimize risk. #3 was dollar cost averaging, and it is, in my opinion, the most powerful investment strategy for a young person who has a long time horizon, who can take advantage of the ups and downs in the market using dollar cost averaging. And then the 4th one, the 4th investment strategy designed to help you maximize returns and minimize risk, is portfolio rebalancing. It works a lot like dollar cost averaging, but you really just push a button and rebalance your portfolio, in which case you're selling the ones that grew and buying the ones that shrunk, just like Farmer Joe when he did dollar cost averaging, and he bought cows with a systematic approach so that when the cows went up, he bought fewer because he was spending the same amount of money, and so he was buying fewer cows. But when the price of cows went down, he was buying more cows with the same dollar amount. That's what you can do in your 401k with all of the different asset classes that you learned about this semester. And over time, you're going to be buying, accumulating these asset classes, and then at some point, once a year, twice a year, once a quarter, you're going to push the button and you're going to rebalance your portfolio. And because it's in a tax qualified account, you learned about tax advantaged investing this semester, and it's super important. Because it's in a tax advantaged account, you don't have to pay tax on the gains when you rebalance your portfolio. You get to sell those big winners and buy some more losers so that over time you make more money, you maximize your returns, and you minimize your risk using these 4 investment strategies. I hope you'll learn those and put them into practice in the perfect investment, which is your 401k. And that is going to do it for today. It's a little bit early, but I'm going to go ahead and end and say, I'm going to go post this video in the playlist, and I will look for your emails requesting a tutorial. And if I don't get any, I will be reading your class collaboration. Remember, this week's secret class collaboration is about the tutorial request. I want you to tell me what do you think about that? How does it work? How do you actually request a tutorial for your capstone? And will you do it? Will you not do it? Why would you do it? Why would you not do it? That's this week's secret class collaboration. Don't miss it. If you do this week's assignment, that's required. So again, this week's assignment is the last normal assignment, the blueprint for financial success. You do have the opportunity to get extra points if you turn it in early by Friday at 3 p.m. And it does have a secret class collaboration conversation. So I'll see you next time. I hope to see you on LinkedIn. That's my favorite social media, so that's where I like to connect. I hope you'll think about connecting with me there. If you're on LinkedIn, by all means, reach out and I will absolutely accept your request. And if you ever have a question and you need some advice, you're welcome to hit me with a message, and I look forward to being a resource for you in the future. All the best. I wish you the best as you proceed with your college education and your career. Hope we can stay in touch. This is it. This is it. This is like it. See you around. Take care.